Well, Nina DeGramont, I'm looking forward so much to talking to you on North Carolina Bookwatch about your latest novel, The Last September.
Thank you.
And we'll talk about that. It's incredibly, in a nice way, it's complex and it's got lots of interesting characters. But one of the things that now that I've got you, I'd like for you to talk to me a little bit about your teaching and what are the secrets that you have learned to make your students better writers?
The primary secret.
I should say down at University of North Carolina at Wilmington.
Yes, University of North Carolina, Wilmington. I will say that I'm fortunate enough to teach in the graduate program and the BFA program, and by the time I get my graduate students, they are very passionate writers who have gotten into the program because they're very talented, and all of them are really serious readers. With the BFA program, by the time I start teaching them, they've come up with the TAs who are the graduate students teaching them. So I really get most of my students, they arrive in my classroom with ability and not just aptitude. I try to give them reading lists, the undergraduates in particular. Usually the way a creative writing class is structured is in a workshop. So they'll bring in something they've written, I'll read it, everybody in the class will read it, and we'll discuss it. And anytime I read something by a student, I try to recommend a particular author who I think might inform ways that they could change or understand the kind of work they're trying to do. And with my undergrads, when I teach advanced fiction, I always assign, I get familiar with each student's work, and then I assign them a particular novel to read and present on by the end.
At this stage, or other than refining their work, is their abilities as writers pretty much formed so that you're not doing basic critique of grammar, language, of plot, of the basics that they would get in their first fiction class?
I would say it really varies student to student. Certainly that's true of the graduate students, that the graduate students arrive with great mechanical ability, no grammar issues, no language issues. They might need more work learning how to write long-form work, or they might need the kind of fine-tuning that any writer needs from an editor. With the undergrads, it varies quite a bit, but what they certainly all have is an enormous amount of interest and a love of telling stories, and you just sort of have to identify what their strengths are and really make them understand that they have those strengths, and then point out what they might need to work on.
How do you feel about sending them out as talented writers into a world which is very tough for writers now, isn't it?
Oh, it's tough for everybody, isn't it? I think that, it really varies student to student as to how many of them, with the undergrads, how many of them want to pursue a career in writing, and how many of them just want to study writing while they're in college and then apply those abilities to other fields.
Well, it's quite clear that it would be a joy to be a member of your class.
Thank you.
And again, thanks for this, and thanks for agreeing to come talk to us on North Carolina Bookwatch.
My pleasure. Thank you, DJ.